The rain pelted the windows like 1,000 tiny fists, each blow muffled by the heavy drape I had pulled across the living room. Lightning split the sky, momentarily illuminating the empty street outside, before plunging me back into the inky blackness of my self-imposed exile. Home alone. Again. Not that it usually bothered me. In fact, I relished the rare moments of solitude, the freedom to blast music without judgment, sprawl on the couch in mismatched PJs, and devour junk food with reckless abandon. But tonight, with the storm raging outside and my parents' return delayed by who knows how many flight cancellations, a primal unease gnawed at the edges of my comfort. It started subtly. A creak on the stairs I could have sworn I didn't make. A floorboard groaning under a non-existent weight. The rustle of leaves against the window, sounding suspiciously like whispers. I chalked it up to the storm, my overactive imagination amplifying mundane sounds. Until the power went out. Plunged into sudden darkness, my breath hitched. The familiar walls seemed to close in, shadows dancing menacingly in the corners. The storm outside morphed into a cacophony of howling wind and crashing thunder, each boom vibrating through the floorboards like a monstrous heartbeat. Then came the scratching. At first, I dismissed it as another figment of my fear-addled brain. But it persisted, a soft, insistent scraping sound coming from somewhere upstairs. My heart hammered against my ribs, each beat a frantic drum solo in the silence. Curiosity, that morbid human impulse, warred with self-preservation. Should I investigate? Or barricade myself in the living room and pray for the power to come back on? My legs, propelled by a mix of terror and morbid curiosity, carried me towards the stairs. Each step creaked like a death knell, the sound echoing ominously in the darkness. Reaching the landing, I strained my ears. The scratching was louder now, accompanied by a rhythmic thumping, like something heavy being dragged across the floor. My hand trembled as I fumbled for my phone, its weak flashlight a poor substitute for the absent overhead light. With each step, the air grew colder, the shadows thicker. The scratching and thumping grew louder, closer. I reached the attic door, its dusty surface whispering of secrets kept hidden within. Taking a deep breath, I pushed it open. The attic was a cavern of forgotten things, shrouded in darkness. The only light came from my phone, its feeble beam dancing across cobwebs and forgotten furniture. And there, in the far corner, I saw it. A rocking horse, its painted surface chipped and faded, rocking back and forth in the darkness. But there was no child on it. Only an empty saddle, creaking rhythmically like the groan of tortured wood. Relief washed over me, so intense it almost made me laugh. My overactive imagination, fueled by the storm and the isolation, had played a cruel trick on me. Or had it? As I stepped closer, the rocking horse suddenly stilled. For a moment, everything was silent, the only sound the pounding of my own heart. Then, from the depths of the attic, a voice rasped, cold and ancient.
Don't you want to play with me anymore?
The phone clattered to the floor, its light extinguished. Darkness, thick and suffocating, swallowed me whole. And in that inky void, I knew I wasn't alone. The scream that tore from my throat was lost in the roar of the storm, just another whisper in the symphony of terror that now played within the walls of my once familiar home. Home alone, no longer.